2, and Zamatkesh comes away with a silver at the conclusion of a very hard-fought bout.
He got a stern telling off from the corner, and maybe rightly so. He didn't want to hold the referee's hand for the decision. He didn't want to thank the referee for afterwards, and his corner made him go and do that, which it's great to see, because we've got to be respectful within the sport, and even if you don't agree, it doesn't matter. Like, the decision's the decision. You've got to just take it on the chin, and I don't mean that in the pun way.
And again, that one of the great parts of sport in general, and this code of boxing in particular. It developed.
And you've just got to accept that.
Please give it up for Harvey Dykes.
Well, our final bout of these 2022 England Boxing National Championships is in the super heavyweight division, over 92 kilograms, between Gideon Antwi and Harvey Dykes. Two men who have made it through to the championship final before. Here they are again. One of them will be crowned champion for the first time.
Which is the male national amateur final at over 92 kilos. Bout number 23 is scheduled for 3 rounds of 3 minutes, and introducing your boxers. Firstly, boxing out of the red corner, or wearing black shorts and red vest, representing home counties and hailing from Hoddesdon, give it up for Gideon Antwi! And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent across the ring, boxing out of the blue corner, wearing white shorts, black vest, representing southern counties and hailing from Hillcrest, give it up for Harvey Dykes! Your referee in charge, Mr. Billy McDonald.
So we're underway then in the super heavyweight final, 92 kilograms plus, and this one being contested between Gideon Antwi, the man in red, operating out of the southpaw stance from the Hoddesdon Boxing Academy in Hertfordshire, the home counties. His opponent, operating out of the southpaw stance, wearing blue, who's just been put on the end of a fast-fisted combination, is Harvey Dykes from the Hillcrest Club in Brighton. The last time the finals were here, pre-lockdown, Gideon Antwi was edged in the finals by Delicious Ore, who is now a GB boxer. He's here supporting during this session of boxing. And as for the last championships in 2021, Harvey Dykes was edged out by his familiar rival as Antwi lands a good right hand. But Dr. Ike Ogbo edged out Harvey Dykes to be declared the champion, leaving Dykes with a silver. So a minute gone in this opening round. Neither of these men towering in terms of height as so many modern day heavyweights are. certain Tyson Luke Fury, 6 feet 9 inches tall, took this title in 2008. He'll be looking to retain his crowns at the expense of Dillian Whyte in front of 94,000 people at Wembley Stadium tonight. But Anthony Joshua, who followed him with titles in 2010 and 2011, 6 feet 6 inches tall. So many of the heavyweights nowadays, long stretched out individuals. These two men, compact, strong, fluid operators.
Yeah, David Price before that.
Indeed.
Another towering individual. Joe Joyce, Fraser Clark.
6'6", 6'6", Fraser Clark. Fraser had such difficulty getting by Joe Joyce. How many times did they fight it in these championships? It must have been around 4 or 5. And Fraser showed so much variety in a bid to try and get the victory. Front foot pressure fighting, boxing, punch picking, but Joe Joyce always finding the answer. But here Gideon Antwi in pursuit of Harvey Dykes, who possesses really good ring craft and fluid shot selection. Antwi looking to close the distance, Dykes up on his toes.
I was actually wondering what the noise was, which shot he was applauding, but I just realised it was Patrick Brown going by his fans. I was thinking, was there something I missed? But it wasn't.
So it's Antwi, long bridging with the lead right hand, with southpaw left not too far away, then bobbing and weaving in the corner, making Dykes fall short with his attempted attack. Antwi digging away on the inside, Dykes trying to respond with success.
The referee's just warning about the trapping of the arm.
So into the second round we go then. Mention the fact that Harvey Dykes was edged out by Dr. Ike Ogbo in the championship final at the back end of last year. In the third meeting between the two at the semi-final stage, it was Dykes who prevailed. A unanimous points decision verdict to edge him ahead 2-1 in their rival. That's how he's returned to his second consecutive championship final. As for Gideon Antwi, well, he actually didn't box in the semis. Walkover after George Howden was unable to make it to the boxing ring, the man from the Linacre Lane Boxing Club, after sustaining an eye problem in his preceding bout. Spoke with Antwi briefly at those championships and said that he was really looking forward to getting some solid training in between that semi-final walkover and here, and was ringside when Dykes left the boxing ring, and he was elated at the verdict over his familiar rival. Said that he can't wait to go and contest for his second consecutive crown.
Yeah, Dykes obviously for 92 plus kilos, he's quite light on his feet and he moves around well. Antwi's got to pin him down and keep him in the corners where he is now and let his shots go a bit more. He's flicking the jab out, but he's not really doing much with it. He's letting Dykes dictate it by popping the jab out and moving around and being light on his feet and not staying in the same position to be hit.
So he's using all the space of the ring. Is Dykes up on his toes, showing terrific movement in both directions, left and right. Antwi just spoken to about his responsibility to keep his head up. Counter left hand was off the mark from Dykes, bobbing and weaving his way forwards now. Behind that bustling footwork is Antwi, and look at how he's covering up on the inside. Right hand to the rear of his tempo just to ward off the attacks coming in from Dykes' left flank. But Dykes using all of the space of the boxing ring.
And Antwi's just letting him, he's not cutting him off and stopping him, just being able to hit and move around. And he's dictating when he wants to throw, when he's going to engage, and when he's not.
Catapulting himself off the ropes is Dykes, looking for sneaky left hand. He was slapped by a right hand lead there from Antwi, who continues to press. Dykes, breathing through an open mouth, steps back into the breach, ties up Antwi with the right hand and digging away with the left, leaning on and continuing to fire away with that southpaw backhand.
Seconds out, third and final round.
So into the third and final round we go then. Gideon Antwi. Comfortable switch hitter, but he's remained exclusively in the southpaw stance throughout this contest. 40 fights on his record, losing just 9 of them. And he said that some of the 9 that he's lost, he said in hindsight he has been too passive. And so he's trying to be more aggressive. Now he switches to the orthodox stance in a bid to cut off the ring and close the distance against Harvey Dykes.
Yeah, Dykes is still being allowed the room and the space to be able to move at his own free will. Good body
Good work
shots.
to the body from Dykes, slamming them underneath the elbows of Antwi, who's continuing to operate in the orthodox stance, looking to quicken his feet. But Dykes, sounds counterintuitive to say it for a 92 kilogram plus super heavyweight, but he is an elusive figure.
He is. He moves very well for someone of that weight. And you can see him. He can get round just like he does there. He's hitting and spinning around. He's moving and skating around the good backhand hook.
So now Dykes on the front foot, looking to trap Antwi in his own corner. Disengaging once again. That's a good right hand to the body landed from Antwi, and he's targeting the torso of the man in blue gloves very well indeed during that portion of the round. Now he switches back to the southpaw stance. Dykes continuing to demonstrate twinkle-toed movement, and Antwi looks to rob him of that by slamming a right hand into his torso. Just beyond the midpoint of the third and final round. Terrific triggered attack from Harvey Dykes, slapping in the final southpaw left after he set it up with a lead right jab. Away from the sport of boxing, Dykes has his own refuse clearing business. Give him a call, he'll come around with his van, size up the job and take away what you no longer want. In between that type of running that type of business, puts in the miles, puts in the hard work with Bill Davies at the Hillcrest Boxing Club in Brighton, and desperately in pursuit of a national title. But so too is Antwi, who was edged by the eventual champion Ike Ogbo at the quarterfinal stage last year.
Yeah, you've got to remember a majority of these athletes that we've seen today are amateur athletes. Well, they all are amateur athletes, but you know, they work as well, and or they go to university, or so it's not a career that they just solely concentrate on boxing. They work it around other stuff, and you've got to give credit to that, because it's such a tough sport, and you've got to be quite good at a lot of things.
Well, these two men demonstrated that they were certainly good at the sport of
ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards where your officials at ringside scored about a unanimous victory in favour of your over 92 kilo national amateur champion. Boxing out of the blue corner, it's
Harvey Dykes pogos on the canvas of the boxing ring at having been declared the national champion. A unanimous points decision verdict over Gideon Antwi. And having been edged in the final last year, Harvey Dykes returns to the championship stage, and this time he has got it right. The super heavyweight champion in the 92 kilogram plus decision.